Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So as promised in the last video, today we'll be checking out some cool Linux commands. So we'll be doing a basic demo on Linux instance that we created last time. So we'll be creating a new user. We'll be assigning the user permissions to perform sudo operations, to perform operations as a root, and we'll be verifying the sudo access, and then finally we'll be verifying the command the connectivity, so that whether we are able to do a SSH session via the user without using the keys or without using SSM. Okay, so let's start. So we are back on our instance that we created in the last lectures. We'll be using the same instance, so I'll be connecting to this via SSM. So let's go to the instance. Yeah, so now we are connected. So firstly we'll do sudo su. So now we have switched to root user. As you might be aware, with sudo su we have switched our user to root, so that we have the maximum administrative permissions on the instance. And now we'll be creating a new user. So to create a user, we'll use the command add user, and we'll give the user username master. Yep, so the user has been added now. So before we can use this user master, okay, so before we can use this user, we need to assign this user some permissions so that we can perform root operations. But first let's assign this user a password. So we are changing the password for the user master. Passwd is the command. So I'll give it a password AWS hash 2024. I'll type it again, AWS hash 2024. Yep, so the password has been updated. So now if I switch to this user master with this command su, so su stands for switch user. So I have switched to master. But now if I suppose I want to do sudo df-h, so it will ask password for the user master, and yep, so as you can see, I'm not able to do this because master is not in sudoers file. So this indicates that the user that we just created, master, has some limited rights. So we will not be able to perform any root operations with it. But in our day-to-day life, in our practical use case scenarios, if we want to have a user on operating system, we are bound to perform some administrative jobs. So as system admins, we need to install packages on the Linux machine. We will be expanding the file system. We'll be mounting new mount points. So a lot of operations basically, which will need the root permissions, root privileges. So to get that, how do we do that? So we'll do user mod. This is a command -ag, sorry, a small ag sudo and master. This is the username. It can be, the name can be anything, any name of the user or any user that you want to be enabled for having sudo as a permission. is that. Okay, yeah, my bad. I got the reason why we are getting this error. So if I do this user mod -ag sudo master, so I'll get an error that group sudo does not exist. That is because we are not using RHEL based system or Red Hat based system. In Red Hat based systems, the group is called as sudo. But in case of Amazon Linux or in CentOS, Ubuntu, this group is called wheel. So the group name is wheel. So we'll go here, we'll change the name of the group, the rest of the command remains same, and we'll hit enter. So we'll get permission denied because we don't have the root permissions. We are running the command says master, which is the user that we just created. You can see it here, right? So this user in the first place is not having the permissions to do root operations. So first we need to go back to we need to switch the user first. We are back to root now. So now we need to do user mod ag wheel force of habit, again wheel master user mod ag wheel master. It's done. So now the user master has been added to the wheel or sudoers group. So if you just want to verify whether this is the right operation, we can do a cat on etc. So if you guys don't know, cat is the command used to read the contents of a file. So if we do this cat etc sudoers is the file to look for. So if we do this and if we scroll up, so yeah, we can see this here, allow root to run any command anywhere. Root has all the permissions. Root can perform all operations anywhere. Similarly, this right here, allow people in group wheel to run all commands, wheel all or anywhere. So this is what we just did. We added our user to the group wheel. So this is by default created in Amazon Linux and similar operating systems. So this is what I wanted to show. So now if we again switch to the user that we just created, switch user master, and if I perform any command, say sudo df-h, it will ask for the password, and if I enter the password, yeah, it performs the operation. So that means that now we have the required permissions with us. We are able to perform root operations. So now I'll do exit again, and we are back to root. So I hope this was clear. So just to give you a recap what we just did. So we created a user, master, and we made the user a member of group wheel, and once we added it to the group wheel, we validated that we are able to perform root operations with this user. Great. So we have established that we are able to create a new user. So now, just to show you, if I go to my terminal now, and so now if I do SSH, and I'll be using, so this is why I had a public IP on my instance attached in the offline, so that we can use it for this demo. So we'll be using the user that we created, master @ this is the public IP, and we're not using any identity parameter or any key file here. We do this and we get an error. Okay, so why do we get an error? Any guesses? Because we are getting the error permission denied. Okay, don't worry, we'll be discussing this in the next video. We'll be fixing this error in the next video, and we'll be giving this user permissions to connect to the instance via SSH without using any key file. Till then, take care. Bye bye. See you in the next one.